Good morning. Welcome back to the channel Awesome Learning. Children, the next phylum that we are going to discuss is the about the roundworms. So we are going to start with this phylum now. General characteristics of roundworms, as you see the shape, because the shape is rounded. The previous one were flat worms because the shape was a bit flat from both dorsal and ventral side. But now the worms are round, as you see in the picture. So grade of organization here is organ system. So that means now the systems have been seen in the organisms related to this phylum. So you see this is Ascaris. This is the male Ascaris and this is the female. To recognize male and female, the best thing is that you see the males, the tail part is a little bit curved here in male Ascaris, and this is a hookworm. All of them belong to this category of roundworms. Okay, next is symmetry. So the symmetry is bilateral. As you see, they can be cut into two equal halves through one single plane in the diagram. So the symmetry is bilateral. You see this eye worm. Can you see this worm inside the eye? Oh my God. It looks so weird, na? So this is a loa worm or eye worm. Next, you see the general characteristics are about the germ layers. So this one is the triploblastic because it has three germ layers. As you see, the outer one is the ectoderm, then it is mesoderm, middle one, and then the endoderm. So triploblastic animal with three germ layers. The pinworm is also the example here. Next is body cavity or coelom. So they have false body cavity or false coelom. You see, if you remember, I had already discussed about this, the mesoglia portion. If you remember in the previous videos, we have spoken about false coelom, that is pseudocoelom, also called pseudocoelom. Okay, so this is what is called false body cavity or false coelom or pseudocoelomate. Then habit and habitat, they are aquatic and terrestrial both. They are free living also, they are parasitic also, that is they live inside the plants and animals. So this one is the free living, aquatic free living. And the ascaries, the present in the intestine, human intestine. These are the ascaries, and free living also. Elegans are also present. There are so many types of worms which are free living or they are also parasitic. Now we come to the various types of systems here. So the digestive system is complete. It is complete because it has both openings, that is mouth and anus. That is two separate openings. So digestive system is complete. Then it has tubular alimentary canal. You can see this is the tubular alimentary canal. Okay, and well developed muscular pharynx, as you see here. Intestine is present, well developed muscular pharynx. So the whole system is developed here. So proper digestive system can be seen. Again, respiratory system is absent here. And circulatory system is also absent here. Okay, so digestive system is little bit developed in this case. Then we come to reproduction. They are dioecious. Now, children, here dioecious means unisexual. So remember, it is a little bit confusing because when we say die, so children will think ki die means do, to yani bisexual. But no, it's a little bit different. Dioecious means unisexual, that is the sexes are separate. Okay, so in unisexual, the sexes are separate. Reproduction is sexual, fertilization is internal, and development is both direct or indirect. So direct development means that the young ones will resemble the adult ones, and indirect development means there is no similarity between the young ones and the adult ones. Now we come to the unique features. Body is circular in cross section, that is why they are called roundworms. Syncytial, that means multinucleate. That means they have many nuclei. Generally, one cell has one nuclei, but here in this case, the epidermis of the cell, the epidermal cells have many nuclei, and they have a very good or thick cuticle.